Hello, well met. Welcome to the finale of the High Priestess arc of the Path Arcana campaign. Our intrepid heroes have been trapped on this island, which seemed fine at first until they realized that it was haunted by some terrible beast. But before we get to that, I am Eric Scott B, the DM of this campaign, and some other things on the Dungeon Scholars channel. We are well into our, what is this, fourth year that we've been running this channel now? Third
Something like
year?
that.
Yeah.
2020,
Third.
21, 22, third,
Third.
23. Yeah, it's been a while. So thank you all for sticking with us. Welcome to you new folks as well. We will be getting back to your regularly scheduled other Westgate Irregulars game next week. So don't go away. In the meantime, take it away, Allie.
Hello, everybody. I am Alexander Pitchford, or Ali for short. I am a writer, TTRPG streamer, and game designer, and I'm playing Lucretia von Ryer today. My lovely, bit off the wall vengeance paladin, who might also have made a pact with a very uh, screwed up vengeance spirit.
Yep.
So, you know how that goes. But before we move on, I also want to tell you about one of our sponsors today. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows in one epic adventure, including Farida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels novels. And right now, Founders Day has started, I think, like today. So make sure to play that and unlock the Paladin Strongheart before the event ends on July 10th, because who knows if you'll ever be able to get him again. I don't know. I don't know personally, but go check it out because it's fun and you should. So yeah, the game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Epic Game Store, Google Play, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy as Rhiannon Held, and space opera is RZ Held. I'm a professional archaeologist, as it was coming out in chat before the game began. I play Anseri, an elf sorcerer, like storms, looking for her family. And I have some dice partners to tell you about, two of them and a giveaway.
Oh,
Phoenix Dice is named for the creature that rises from the ashes because they use all recycled materials. You can find their dice and accessories at phoenixdice.com. Norse Foundry makes metal dice. When you roll them, it feels like you're skillfully smashing the rigid armor of the monster horde. You can find their dice and game accessories at norsefoundry.com. And tonight you can win. There will be one winner on the stream of a mystery grab bag of dice. Or if you're non-North America location, then you get a gift card. So to enter that, type into the chat !ticket. Somebody else has to do an intro. Do it.
Yeah.
You
Do
talk
it.
first.
All right. Sorry. I just don't, I always talk first. So I was trying to be polite. Hello, everyone. I am Benjamin Williams. I at work on inclusion in video games at Xbox. And I am super excited to be here playing with these wonderful creative folks. And fun fact, Idle Champions also available on Xbox Series X. Hey, can I get my paycheck? Xbox, I'm promoting. Like, go on.
yes, show them this video. All right. Yeah. Show them this video. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't sponsor us. That's cool. I am Brian Cochillo. I am a tabletop game writer in my copious spare time. I'm playing Danos, who's still trying to figure out how he got here in the first place. And I'm just here to have a lot of fun with these fun folks, and hope you have a great time too.
Frequent amnesia, I think, is the way Danos got here. But
And bags overhead.
Blunt force trauma.
yeah, that's what I said. Frequent amnesia. Anyway, so a column of flame has descended from the sky to engulf the Far Wanderer ship in the harbor, partly beached due to the damage that you've been kind of working on over the last couple of days. And most of the crew had taken refuge on the ship. So now the ship is in flames. People are running to put out the sails and, secure rigging away from where the fire is, just trying not to lose more of the ship. And in the flames is illuminated the cat-like figure of a great beast perched on the rocks, looking out at you. You see it across the way. It looks at you. I believe one of you had attacked it. Who was that? Do you recall?
I don't know where on the screen. Ben.
Ben, I believe, had unleashed a bolt of eldritch power at it, and it slunk back off into the shadows. But it is offering a clear challenge to you. Not following it does appear to have consequences. It will attack the ship. The beast hungers. What are you going to do? So, to set the scene while you're all considering, you never actually learned the name of this island, but this island does exist in the sea, uncharted. You don't have it on your map. It is a jungled island with a mountain that dominates it. It kind of rises from the middle. At the top of the mountain is a shrine of sorts. There's an altar and two pillars, one which is ivory white and one which is obsidian black. And if you look between these pillars, you will see the full moon. It is a full moon tonight. There's a path leading up to the shrine and then down the other end of the slope, which leads to a beach of bleached white sand, stones, and skulls, which Rhiannon discovered last time.
I remember that.
The jungle becomes particularly forbidding at night, and it does not look like a promising place to go. You originally were planning to wait for the creature to come to you, and then the flames came down and consumed the ship. So it seems like hesitating won't be tolerated by the beast. What's the plan?
I think we're
Quick
gonna have to
question.
follow it.
Yeah, were
Yeah.
the flames like normal flames or like just regular fire, or was it silvery, blue, purple, fancy fire?
It was a column of flames which were silvery in coloration.
Right.
So
That's
it's
great.
clearly magical. It was a column of striking flames, a flame strike, if you will, that struck the ship.
Got it.
Mhm.
Well, that was rude.
Yes. We'll have to go after it.
Yeah, I don't see another choice.
I'll
Deeper it
call
gets
up.
into the jungle, the more trouble we're gonna have.
Yeah, it's true. I'll call
Agreed.
up to that first mate who I had told he was in charge of the ship, and he had my full faith and confidence. And I yell at him to keep just once they get the flames out, to just keep dumping water on the ship, keep it wet, just in case. This is actually just a ruse to get us away from the ship, so it can come and burn it down some more.
Yeah. Still, if
Volm,
it
the first mate of the Far Wanderer, is a big hulking man of few words. He nods in agreement with your instruction. When you decked the captain, you seem to have kind of ended up in charge.
Oh yes, yeah, I know. Don't worry, I remember.
I'm just reminding everybody else.
Yes. So in fact, I would actually, so I'd be like, that's right, because captain, things like that. And then as soon as we start moving towards the forest, I would turn to everyone else, be like, I have no idea what to do about weird silver magic things, please help.
Well, I think one thing that Lucretia is going to add to the instructions was, if you can't get the fires out, if this thing's going to burn, get everyone onto the beach.
Fair.
No, a whisper to you is like, oh God, do we have to tell them that specific?
We might. I don't know.
They're
I'm
like
covering our
Sims.
bases. I'm covering our bases.
Good call. Good call. Okay. But yeah, and Sari?
My magic, well, wind, it whips fire up as often as it snuffs it. And the wind is where my magic is rather than the rain.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, we're going, and there's gonna be like, can your wind blow a silver bolt of death away from us?
No, it's
Okay.
wind.
Okay, cool. No problem. All I know how to do is to stab things, really. So if that's what we're doing, cool. Then let's go stab it. But I feel like you are much more knowledgeable in the realms of silver fire from the sky. So if you've got ideas, by all means,
It's magic. It's not my magic.
We're running out of time.
Fair point. And so do we all as a group run into the jungle?
Okay.
Okay.
You just take off into the jungle.
Well, so I will say that my sword will be out, and I will be sort of brandishing it in front of me as I lead and in front, because I know that if something tries to get the jump on us, that my sword will let me know. So that Sebastian will whisper a warning so that we won't be hopefully ambushed.
Yeah. So your blade, which is so dark blue as to seem black, picks up a little bit of the moonlight glittering in the darkness. Are you capable of seeing in the dark? Captain
I'm
Zeph?
pretty sure that I am, but let me just double check because it's been a minute. Please move on while I continue to find that
So
on the character sheet.
the bright moonlight bathes most of the island in dim light. But once you get beneath the forest canopy of the jungle, it becomes dark and it is very difficult to see where you're going. Those of you who lack dark vision, which I believe is Danos and probably Zeph.
I do indeed have dark vision up to 60 feet. I checked.
Okay. Danos, do you have a way of seeing through the darkness?
I can infuse a non-magical item with light, but it only gives me a 5-foot radius.
Okay. So Danos lights up a lighter, essentially. All of you are playing, Call of Duty Black Ops. Danos is playing Outlast. So anyway, or maybe Amnesia is a better analogy. Anyway, the point is, Danos is moving slowly with a little bit of light. Unless you want to just go at full pace to keep up with your dark visioned friends. Or are they going to slow down to keep up with you?
Well, I'm gonna do my best to keep up with them, but I'm basically Alan waking myself through this thing. So
there you go, perfect. Okay, Danos, I'm gonna need you to make a perception check or a survival check, a wisdom check of some kind. This is just to just kind of keep your feet while you're in the jungle.
Ooh, natural 20, 22.
Excellent. All right. Not only do you keep your feet in the jungle, but when you're moving around your little light, well, what have you infused with light to give yourself a way to see?
It's just the bracer from my armor.
Okay. So you're lifting up your bracer, shine around your little iPhone light, and you catch sight of something moving through the trees near you. Something sleek and powerfully built.
In silver?
Well,
It's
it's hard to tell coloration from
It's
such a
the
brief
tabby
glance.
panther.
So
or maybe the zebra. I think that was the other.
it's the zebra cat.
Tabby
You,
panther.
you only glimpsed the beast mostly in silhouette before. You haven't really seen it super well.
Is it still or does it flit away?
It moved rapidly past you.
Okay, I'm
the same
gonna bring it.
direction you're going.
It seems to be around us. It's nearby.
Can we see it? Can we? Those with dark vision, can they see it?
I'm gonna need you all to make an active perception check, please.
Three.
16.
Okay. Lucretia.
I got a 4.
Okay. And Danos.
Oh, you need one for me too?
Yeah.
18.
Okay. So Zeph and Danos, you see a big thing moving again. So it is not hidden from you. It is hidden from the other two, however. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh,
Right.
Zeph, you would not have been surprised because of your awareness, your sword of warning.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
9.
Ansari.
21.
Oh, cool. All right, Ansari, you know it's there. You don't know where it is, though. Lucretia.
I got a 9.
Okay. And Zeph.
I got a 24.
24. Okay. All right. Okay, Zeph, you can go first. You see the thing coming at you out of the trees, and Sari's looking around, trying to catch sight of it. Danos seems to have seen it as well as you. Lucretia is prepared, but looking in the wrong direction.
Got it.
That tracks.
So it's how far away from me? Where is it?
It is coming through the trees. It is currently about 20 feet away from you.
Okay, great. As I see it, I will point the sword at it directly and I'll be like, we're gonna knock at least a few of those 9 lives off, and I will hex it.
Okay.
To start.
All right. So your curse wraps
Yes.
around the thing, and you feel yourself connect with it, or
Yep.
more accurately, your sword is connected with it.
Yes. And when I cast that, like as the hex flies out of it, the sword also vibrates, and I will close the distance between it, stab it with a booming blade.
All right. So it's rushing at you, and you rush right back at it. Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a 18 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. It takes 17 damage.
Okay.
As I pierce it like in the thigh to try and stop it. And then it also takes, because of the hex, an additional 6 damage from the curse. So it's like I stab it in a real good spot, like this sort of booming magical energy sheathes into it and like vibrates it so hard it like takes a little extra damage. And then I will actually then step back from it, and it won't get an attack of opportunity because I'm me, and I'll just point at it and say, move, I dare you.
Okay. Ansari. So, since Zeph and Danos both warned you that it was there, you are not surprised. You could not see it until Zeph went and engaged with it. Now you can see it next to him, not adjacent to him, 5 feet away from him. And you see that there's a crackling thunder magic around it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
One
Um,
of
one
Zeph's
one quick
warlocky
point of order.
things.
Sorry, one quick point of order. It did not take 6 extra damage from the hex, only 2. I forgot that there's a difference between Hexblade's Curse and the spell Hex. So,
Okay. Cool.
so only so it should get 4 hit points back. Apologies
Gotcha.
about that.
All right. So Ansari, you could see it.
Yep. Well, I mean, so let's do gust of wind. So it's a line 10 feet wide, 60 feet long, but the 10 feet wide is more what I'm worried about because I don't want to hit Zeph. So like I'm thinking that I'll sort of like step to the side as necessary, so go towards the Tabby Panther and not the
Okay.
not
Well, let me ask.
my
Let
friends.
me ask Zeph this question. You didn't
Yeah.
really specify which direction you moved those 5 feet in.
It would have been 10 feet because if it was 20 feet away from me and I have 30 feet, I would have dashed up, stabbed, and then probably moved like 10 feet to the side because I
To the
know that
side.
because
Okay.
I know for a fact that Lucretia is probably charging right behind me and I don't want to be in her way.
Fair enough. Okay. So you have a pretty clear shot at it, Ansari.
Okay. Good. All right.
All right.
Cast.
All right. So this huge column of wind just shoves its way through the trees. The branches start flying everywhere. You're kicking up all the ground, low-lying bushes and things. Like a small hurricane is just in just this one spot.
Yep.
All right, so it has to make a strength saving throw, I believe, to avoid being pushed.
Yep. 14.
14. Okay. Oh, it did not make it.
Oh.
How far does that push it?
15 feet
All right, so
in the line.
Okay, so the thing was like taken off guard by Zeph's very quick run in, stab, run back out. And it was turning, and then this gust of wind just picks it up off its feet and shoves it away. I believe that activates the booming blade effect.
Sure. We will say it does, and I will double check it later. But yes,
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Sure.
I'm into that. It moved, therefore it goes off. So if it goes off, that will be damn, I am rolling real well. 8 points of thunder damage. So
Let's see. Well, hold on. Yeah, I am checking it. That was a question that I was asking.
I heard it definitely as a statement.
If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more.
Okay. Well,
okay.
we'll just save that D8 that I just rolled an 8 on for if it moves. How about that?
Okay.
Because Ansari's windy storm magic and my thundery booming magic is mixing and getting delightful, and it really wants to do the damage. Yeah. That's role play.
All right. Well, hey, here's the thing. If it moves before the end of this round, it will take that damage. You already rolled the thunder damage. Okay. It's already good. Okay. Yeah. Your gust of wind picks it up, hurls it off its feet deeper into the forest. It goes next. And what it is going to do, you hear this. Well, the gust of wind is making a lot of noise, but you can hear this cat yowl over the gust. And then you hear this as the thunder magic does some damage to it. And then you can, Zeph, from your vantage, you can see some more trees kind of shaking a little bit away from the gust. Like it seems to have run deeper into the jungle.
Okay. Oh, away from us?
Away from you.
That's rude.
Isn't it? Okay, Lucretia.
Yes.
So you can see the focus of all of this destruction that your friends are wreaking on the jungle. So you know you were facing the wrong direction. You turn around and you can see where the gust was pointed, and you hear that loud of the thunder magic crackling into life on the thing,
Okay.
and you see it kind of rushing away. You
Rushing
could take,
away.
yes, you could fire a blast at it if you want to. It does have
Okay.
cover amongst all the trees, though.
Yeah, I
Cover didn't
think
apply with the gusts of wind, obviously. The gusts of wind just eliminated the cover and right into it. But it's a
yeah,
little
I
trickier
will.
to hit it.
Mm, yeah, I think at this distance I will try to uh blast it. I'm gonna start blasting.
Okay.
So I will unleash a torrent of black fire at the thing.
Okay.
Out of my hands. Really? I rolled a okay. I rolled a 10.
Okay. All right. So you fire off a blast of black energy. You've never actually fired through Ansari's gust of wind before, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But your black energy just cuts right through it, undeterred by the wind. It seems
Okay.
to operate, the energies seem to operate differently enough that they don't disrupt each other.
That's good at least.
All right. And you do hit a tree trunk, which, you burst a hole through it,
I'm gonna roll
but
the damage for the tree
you don't
trunk.
hit
I
the
don't
thing.
care.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
8 damage to the tree.
Yep. There's now a big hole in that tree. Okay. Danos.
How far would you say the creature is at this point?
So it was 20 feet from you. The gust of wind knocked it a further 15 feet back, and then it started running away. So that would put it at about 55 feet from you. 55, 60 feet.
Not a problem.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my tinkered light crossbow, and I'm gonna try and angle it. And so is the wind with me, or am I shooting kind of into the side of the wind?
Okay, so you're standing kind of near Ansari, a little bit behind Ansari.
Mhm.
And then Ansari blasted the wind, and then the thing is running in like the opposite direction. So you're you got to fire across or over the wind.
Okay. Or I could take a step to the side a bit, shoot
Yeah.
that way.
You can get up ahead of Ansari and try and
I just
take
don't want I
take
don't
your
want the
chances
gust
from there.
to impact my shot either way.
I get you. All right. Yeah. So you can move and just move past the gust of wind
Okay.
so that it doesn't get in the way.
Okay, so I'll maneuver around and I'll fire off a shot with the crossbow. Which isn't listed here, but I get a +1 to that. 17, 22 to hit.
Aha. Okay. It's a really tricky shot. Like you're shooting amongst trees at a rapidly moving target through the darkness. But the well-crafted Magitech crossbow that you are using, well crafted, which is to say tinkered, fires true, and you do hit the beast with your bolt. You know, it's interesting. Gust of wind doesn't actually say anything about missile weapons discharged through it. You'd think it would interfere with arrows and stuff, but it doesn't specify that. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to be ad hoc. Anyway, you hit it.
Gonna hit for 6 damage.
Okay, and this is a magical crossbow. Yes.
I have to. Well, it's modified by a class feature,
Mhm.
and it makes it magical when I'm using it.
Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Does the bolt have any other special effect, or is it just damage?
No, it's just The other fact is I don't need to. I can ignore the loading property of the crossbow, but that
So the
doesn't.
crossbow reloads itself. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Yes, the beast disappears off into the forest. Unless you were going to give chase directly.
I mean,
Zeph, you're in the best position to do that. And
I
sorry, you're
would
just wind into the woods.
I would, if only to keep an eye on it so that I can yell to my friends so that they can follow me.
Okay.
And
You would have to run past the gust of wind, which is currently in your way. It's kind of sort of diagonally pointing the direction that the creature went.
Okay. I will not. Don't split the party. And also, this is a predator who is probably doing things very intentionally. So it won. It got us in the woods, but there's no sense in being reckless.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Especially since I know my sword will tell me if it sneaks up behind me, bite my neck.
I was kind of hoping you were going to jump into the gust of wind and just let it push you. Anyway, it's fine.
Just ride the gust of wind with my sword out.
Yeah.
Oh, I
All
mean, like if you'll let me do that and it like takes me into the creature, I mean,
Well,
don't tempt me,
if you
Eric.
just go into the gust of wind, voluntarily fail your strength save, it will push you 15 feet.
Yeah, no, there'll be something else shenanigans that you'll
And
pull.
if you jump, you can make an acrobatics check. And
No,
Not as if
we're gonna.
Eric would deliberately mess with you.
these are all things Sebastian
no.
is saying in your mind. Like, think how heroic this will be.
I'll be like, you were
But
always a bad influence on
Here's
me.
the key question: is he wearing a cape?
That is an important question.
Except that, I would be like, oh God, I'm wearing a cape. It's gonna look great. And then I would get in there and it would just like conform to my body, like in the wind and tangle with me. And then I would
Oh, it would
topple
flip
end
over your
and-
head, and then you would be
Yeah.
able to
And
see
you
it.
fall.
Yeah, exactly. No
Yeah.
capes.
All right. So
So-
you don't rush off into the jungle. What do you do?
So I do have a 60-foot range spell that I could cast if it is still within my range, or am I hearing
At this
that
point, it's farther than 60 feet from you.
Got it. Okay.
Well, hold on. Let me do the math real fast. Yeah, it's a little more than 60 feet from you.
Got it.
Okay. You're just
I
going to
will.
return to the party?
Well, I wasn't really that far in the first place, right?
That's
just
true.
like 20,
You're only
20
10
feet.
feet. You're at this point 10 feet closer into the woods from them.
What I will do then is I will call into the woods. Kitty, 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 kitty. Come and get it. I want to taunt it to come at me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a charisma check, please. If you think this is one of your skills, you can give me an argument that you think it would be.
I rolled I rolled well enough. I don't mind. I got a 19. So
Okay.
I will continue and be like, did I mention I'm more of a dog person? Cats are just so like moody, and you're kind of proving me right.
Okay. So you shout boldly and snarkily into the woods.
Snarkily. Yes.
Snarkily. There could have been other
Sure.
descriptors, but this is a family show. And
All
Sari,
right.
your turn. First of all, maintaining the gust.
Well, it's gone beyond where I can see, right? So,
Correct.
okay, then I'm going to stop it because
Okay.
it's just wasting it.
All right, the power winks out, fades away.
So,
Your
well,
hair's still swirling a little bit in the leftover wind.
I'm going to look at the others, especially Zeph, and say, should I let it get closer next time? I'm not sure of the tactics here.
not too close to you. But we're trying to kill it, right?
Yes, the closer it gets, the better I can engage with it.
Okay, that's what I suspected, but I sort of automatically. Anyway.
No, valid. Good
Hmm.
instincts to not let the big sharp close to you. No, it's all good. It's playing games, right? Cats like games. I like pick up a piece of grass and like flick it like this, like
So Ansari isn't like she's not doing anything. She's waiting till she
Okay.
can actually see it to do another spell.
Zeph,
yes.
you hear a whistling sound just before an arrow blooms from your shoulder.
Oh,
22 to hit.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I figured that was gonna hit you.
Yeah.
4 points of damage. So it's not too bad. Like it just sinks into your armor over your shoulder. 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh, I maybe deserve that. However, did I notice it had some sort of like what kind of arrow? We got crossbow, we got longbow, short bow,
Longbow
like what?
arrow.
Did I see it carrying a longbow?
You did not. You didn't see it well enough to say exactly. It was moving really fast.
Got it. Okay. So I'll yell to the friends like, take cover. It might have backup.
Lucretia,
Snap.
Yes.
you don't see it anymore. You can, however, use a perception check to search for it.
Okay.
You think
I
that
will.
if it could loose an arrow at Zeph, it must have line of sight to him,
Mm-hmm.
unless it moved after loosing.
I got a 15.
All right, hang on. Yeah, no, you do not see it. The forest is eerily silent, except for some of the branches still crackling against each other from the fading
Oh.
winds.
I have an idea. It may not be one people like, but I have one. Uh, so is it we're on my turn now? Is that what this is? I will at that point launch myself into the air and try to fly above the treetops
Okay.
so I can at least try to get some like because if they start shooting at me, I can get some kind of vantage point to see like maybe where that's coming from.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. You launch yourself up into the air. I will allow you to make another perception check from your new perspective, if you would
Okay.
like.
Yes.
This would be your actual action, though.
Oh, it's my action. Okay. I'll take it because I have nothing to shoot at. Or yeah. I only got a 5 though, so
Okay. Yeah, you just see a bunch of like the jungle canopy below you.
you'd think the weird bird lady would have some pretty good eyesight, but apparently not.
Well, you gotta adjust. Because you came from, darkness to moon bright night. And then
Yeah.
you're looking down at the black. So like there's a lot to see. That's why you didn't see anything yet. All right, Danos. Your crossbow reloads itself.
Mhm.
Very clever.
It is a clever crossbow.
And what else you gotta do?
I'm not really seeing any sign of any other than, our friend with an arrow sticking out of his arm. We're not seeing any direct threats at the moment, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna scan the area, see what I can figure out. So I'm gonna kind of poke my head in different in off to the side and see maybe I can figure out what direction the shot came from.
Okay. Make a perception check, please.
Uh, 10. That's gonna fail.
All right. Yeah. You don't know.
No.
All right. So Round 3. Zeph.
Yeah. I will say, Nseri, Danos, you got light, and I will head off into the forest from the direction that the arrow came from to see if I can. I'll move maybe like 15 feet to start and make see if I can see anything.
Okay. I will allow you. Essentially, how I'm doing this is I'm letting you make a perception check once around as kind of your interact with objects.
Yeah.
Action. So it's not a real action. So yes, you can make a perception check now. If you
14.
would like. No, you don't see anything. Like you see well, okay, you see a lot. That's the problem. You see a lot of
Right.
trees, a lot of rocks, a lot of strange shapes that could be, you know, a were-tiger waiting to kill you.
Okay.
But like the one that you're pretty sure must be it turns out to just be like a gnarled root coming out of a tree.
Okay. So then I will
add, you do hear a faint growling sound, but you're not sure where it's coming from.
Yeah. I'll go, all right. We're going to do it with animals. I'll do it with animals. And I'll let my eyes like roll back up into my head and just whisper like Corbin. And I will use my action to see Corbin, who I assume is probably usually sticks with me and is flying above, I'll use my action to see through Corbin's eyes and see if Corbin can detect where this person is.
Okay.
Let's let the actual bird handle it.
All right. So let's have Corbin make a perception check.
Yep, just pulling up the stat block. Well, good news, has dark vision for 120 feet and a +3 to stealth. So I will just, or sorry, not stealth, perception words. I have them. Haha, 22 from Corbin.
Ooh. Okay, he does not actually see it.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay. And then as a sort of, I don't know if I can sort of drop out of the seeing through Corbin's eyes as a free action or whether that just ending that is a thing. I'll look into that. So I guess that was my action. That was my move. I can't see, so all of my bonus is good. So I guess that's my turn, and I will just make sure that I am positioned behind a tree from the direction I heard the growling, if that is possible.
Okay. You're not really sure where it's coming from, but you can take refuge behind a tree. Sure.
Okay.
So at least that gives you like 180-degree protection.
Right.
As long as it's not on this side of the tree, you should be okay. And Sari, it is your turn. So you hear a faint growl that's kind of echoing around the jungle.
Okay.
You're on the path. You know that if you go up a little farther, it'll open up onto a wider path that leads up to the altar at the top of the mountain and down to the beach. There's very little cover on the beach, just some driftwood, some rocks up on top of the ridges.
Well,
I'm just mentioning that because you have a fairly decent insight check. So
okay, yeah. I mean, we're trying to get it away from the beach, but maybe we should choose our ground at the altar. I mean, the priestess can help, maybe.
Oh, honey.
So Zeph is standing there like still unseeing and unhearing. Leaning against a tree, like taking a nap against a tree.
Well, maybe I can tug on his elbow.
Yeah, I think you could still feel your body, right? Ben?
Yeah. So what it would be is that when she tugs on my elbow, I'll be like, yeah. It's if you need me to move, you're gonna have to move me. I can't.
So you want to draw him away from where he is? Okay. So you draw him back onto the path. You want to, and you're going to head to the main path up
up.
the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It is technically the beast's turn next. So, as Corbin is flapping around, you see an arrow come out of the woods and miss Corbin, because it wasn't aimed at Corbin, it was aimed at Lucretia, in fact.
Okay.
And it bounces off Lucretia's. Well, it misses Lucretia entirely. Like it was not a very good attack.
Fair.
However, the second arrow comes at Lucretia and hits an AC 19. Does that hit?
19 will hit, but let me double check something.
Okay.
Um,
So the first one came and you're like, huh, no problem. Whoa.
all right. You know what? I'm gonna use my reaction to cast shield.
Okay.
So
So
it
it
will
bounces
miss.
off that magical
Yes.
shield that you conjure. What does your
Mhm.
magical shield look like?
So she'll hold up her hand kind of as this this is a what's flying at her is an arrow.
Yes.
She'll just kind of flick her hand up just casually, and a shield of kind of shimmering crimson energy will appear, and the arrow just kind of slaps right into that.
Cool.
Very angry red.
All right. Okay. Lucretia, you get to go next, in fact.
Okay. Did I get a good
See, that spoils the beast hiding, and you can see it starts moving. Corbin can see this, and Lucretia can also see this. It starts moving. You can see the foliage moving behind it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I close with it? Like how far away from me is it? I am since I am up in the air.
It's about 100 feet from you.
100 feet? Okay. Um, I mean, my flight isn't super fast, but I can at least
It's a bit
narrow.
up. It's a bit farther up on the mountain. So it's
Okay.
actually almost level with you here, but
Mm-hmm.
it's farther away.
Okay.
That bow
Well,
has a long range.
fair. What I will do then is I will try to keep sight of it, but I'm also going to use, let's see here. Where are you? Okay, I can't use that yet, but what I'll do is I'll try to fly closer, and then I will use Eldritch Blast again.
Okay, I'm gonna need okay, so it runs through the foliage, and then at some point you see the foliage stop moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to make a perception check.
Oh my.
It's stealthy.
16.
You can sort of, you have a pretty good sense of where it is.
Okay. Enough to fire an Eldritch Blast at it?
Yeah, it's gonna have concealment against your
Okay.
Eldritch Blast, but you can
So
kind of tell where it is.
am I firing that on a disadvantage then? How does that work exactly? I can't recall.
Hold on one second. So, the thing is, essentially concealment isn't really, it doesn't operate quite the same way.
Okay.
It just has a better, it has armor class bonus because you can't really see it too well.
Okay.
So yeah, just go ahead and attack.
I will go ahead and attack. Are you kidding me? All right, 11.
Okay, 11 is not gonna hit.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, your Eldritch Blast hits the tree that it is crouched near. It snarls, and the brief illumination of your blast shows you its face, which is kind of half tiger and half human.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that it has what look like painted stripes on it, some of which are black and some of which are white. And then it
Okay.
disappears back behind the tree and behind a boulder.
Oh,
Close.
Lucretia's
Close.
big mad.
Mhm. All right, Danos. So the thing is quite far away. You saw Lucretia's blast, which is a red Elder's blast. Is your
Black.
magic? It's
Well,
black. Okay.
I'll go with red. We'll just say my magic is pretty universally like an angry crimson color,
Okay.
maybe with some black tinges, but for the
Sure.
most part, yeah.
Angry black
Yeah.
veins in your red magic.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you saw that blast, which hit kind of farther up the mountain. You saw some dust emerge from where that blast impacted. That's kind of far away from where you are. And Sari started dragging Zeph up onto the path that leads up to the top of the mountain. What are you gonna do?
If I triangulate, how far would I say the distance is between where I'm standing and where Lucretia's blast just hit?
You're gonna. We're not the math stream. Hold on. I'll just kind of eyeball this.
I'm an
Lucretia,
artificer. It's my job.
yeah. Did you fly any closer to the beast when you attacked it, or did you just attack it?
I flew closer.
Okay. How far do you fly?
I only have a flight speed of 30 feet.
Okay. So by the end of the round, we'll say that you were about 70 feet away from it.
Okay.
Danos, let's say it's 120 feet from you through a number of trees and boulders.
Okay, so I don't have line of sight anyway.
Not really, no.
Okay. So if we're gonna start moving up the mountain, while we're moving, I'm gonna start crafting an eldritch cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna look kind of like a hollowed out coconut,
Okay.
but I take the time to put a couple of angry eyes at the top. So it's a cross between you know the cannons from Super Mario,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but it's handheld for now.
I like how seriously you take match attack in this world. I appreciate that.
And I got to use the materials that are available.
It's true. It's true. All right. All right. So you're making a coconut gun and you were headed up the mountain. Okay. So Zeph, are you going to keep your senses in Corbin and keep trying to follow the thing, or are you going to pull your senses back?
I looked it up. You don't get a choice. Your senses stay in until the start of your next turn, and then they automatically revert, and you'd have to spend another action to do again, I believe. So
Oh, I see. Okay, so
I
you
will
automatically come back to yourself. Ansari is indeed dragging you out onto the larger path that leads up the mountain. It's a series of stone steps, roughly carved. It seems more like just kind of natural stone that's kind of layered on top of each other to form steps.
Mhm.
Not cut stone, like you're hiking.
Yeah. So I come back. She's sort of like dragging me by the elbow or the bicep or something like that, and I'll actually just sort of like flip my grip so that I'm actually holding her hand, give it a squeeze, and be like, "I got it. Follow me." And roughly how far away do I think it is based on what Corbin saw Lucretia blast? This is me determining how many actions I'm going to burn. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, it's about 100 feet up the slope.
Great. Here's what I do. So I look at her and be like, "Follow me," and then I move faster than any of you have ever seen me do. So I move, and then I cunning action bonus for dash, and then I use my action to move again. And before I spend the last of my movement on the last movement, I am looking for the thing because I want to get right in melee with it so that it can't get away from me without being punished.
Okay, so he just scurries up the slope with extreme grace and speed.
It's like Paul's mother from the first Dune movie, where it's like, damn, she just sprinted up a dune. That is no easy feat. Like,
All right. Okay. So stone crumbles and shifts under your feet, but you just kind of dance your way up, no problem. Make a perception check.
okay. Don't suppose I have advantage since I know exactly where it is theoretically.
No,
Okay, well, I assume a 10 doesn't do anything.
not really. You can see the place where Lucretia hit with the Eldritch Blast, but you don't see the creature there.
Okay.
It's kind of around the side of the mountain. So there's the straight path leading up to the altar, and then the mountain itself is just real rough, difficult terrain outside of where the path leads. In order to get there, you would have to basically go back into the jungle a little, and the extra challenge of being on like a 45-degree slope.
Yeah.
So you think it's nearby, but you cannot tell exactly where it is.
All right,
Let's go to is there something okay, I think you used all of your actions. So
yeah, I'm tapped.
all right, we'll go to Ansari. Ansari, Zeph scurried up there.
Okay. Well, he said to follow him, so I'm gonna follow unless. So he's still on the path, or has he ever
He's
stopped
still on the path.
Okay. In that case, I'm just following him up.
Okay. And he went 90 feet up the path.
120 feet, because
Okay.
well, no, math. You're right. Math is a thing.
Following in his wake.
90 feet. Apologies.
Okay. All right. And Ansari, you can get a total of 60 feet? Or do you have extra movement that I'm not aware of?
No, I'm just
all right,
standard,
60 feet. So he's 30 feet ahead of you. Danos, are you also going to follow them? Still working on your thing?
No, that only takes one round.
Okay.
I'm
so
trying to figure
your
out.
thing.
Yeah, I'm carrying it, but I'm trying to decide if I want to use one of my speedy spells or not.
All right. Well, let me go to Lucretia real fast while you consider.
All right.
Lucretia, you're still flying. You blasted. You nearly hit it. You're pretty sure you almost hit it, but didn't quite. It may have moved from where you blasted. Do you want to continue flying toward the same place?
Yeah, I'll keep closing. And I guess see if I can try to spot it as I go.
Okay, make a perception check.
Come on. 12.
12. All right, you don't see it. There is some movement. Your eye picks up like some shifting rocks near where you blasted before.
Okay.
Uh,
Can't really do much else.
If you also dash, you can get to that area, not landing exactly, but like flying up to that area and being maybe like 10 feet away from the slope. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and dash toward it.
Okay. So you're flying up to it. Do you have your sword out?
I do.
Cool. Do you have a shield?
I have no shield, no.
Okay. Just the sword.
Just the sword.
All right. So you're flying up to it. You are focusing on where you saw it, where you blasted at it.
Yes.
So when it leaps at you from farther up, you're taken by surprise.
Fair enough.
So it is going to AC 21.
That'll hit.
Okay. So it sinks a claw into you. It's basically pouncing on you. The claw doesn't bite into your armor too deeply. It only does 4 points of damage to you.
All right.
And then it's going to sink its other claw into you. I think a 24 is going to hit.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it actually crit you. Sorry.
Great. Actually, no. My armor makes me immune to crits.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for that reminder. It does do 8 points of damage to you, though.
Ow.
So it sinks both claws into you, the way only a cat can. And now it is on top of you, and I would like you to make a strength saving throw, please.
I will do that, but can I use my reflex to do hellish rebuke?
Your reaction, you mean?
My reaction? Yes, you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
You know what I mean. I got a 14. 14 on the strength.
Okay. It bears you down, down off the mountain and down into the jungle.
Sounds good.
Yes, you can do your hellish rebuke.
Okay. It needs to make a dex check. DC 14.
Okay.
I mean, it's a cat. I'm guessing it's probably pretty good.
It failed, actually.
Oh, all right. Well then.
So fire washes over the creature, even as it bears you down to the ground.
Her eyes flash crimson, and it takes 13 fire damage.
Ooh, good.
As it bursts into angry red flames that are way too red for fire.
All right. You smash down into the ground. That is going to do a little bit of damage to you.
Okay.
Ten points of bludgeoning damage.
Is it really a combat if I don't get just seriously messed up in the
and
first
then
couple of
it
rounds?
is going to sink its teeth into you. Here we go.
Okay.
20. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. It only does 5 points of damage to you.
Only 5. Only 5.
So it
I'm not doing too great.
It sinks its teeth into your shoulder, like right. If you hadn't had, you know, the gorget on your armor, that probably would have torn your throat out. But instead, it just clamps down hard, and you can feel its teeth biting through into your flesh.
Okay.
And
no big deal.
No big deal.
The last thing is that I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Kitty Lucretia, here we come.
Well, I nat 20, so 21.
Okay. All right. All right. So, technically, in initiative order at this point, it is Danos' turn. So when that all goes down, Danos, you hear more than see this yowling cat and a crying owl fighting on the side of the mountain.
Crying
you
owl?
see that. Well, I mean, I assume your scream sounds a bit like an owl. Yeah? No?
I don't think so. No.
Okay,
Mostly
Allie.
just
Here's a challenge.
Angry growling is what she's doing.
Angry growling. Okay. Angry growling and a burst of flame, and then the two plunge down into the jungle. There are flames, however. Let me see. This jungle is fairly wet. I'm just gonna see if we get a small fire going here. No, they do not light. Okay. You could see the smoke, and you could see thrashing trees where they are clearly where they tumbled down.
Okay, and roughly how far would they be from me now?
They are 60 feet from you, kind of down and through trees again.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by going to the extent of my movement back down towards there. So I'm gonna move the 30 feet down towards where they are.
Okay, it is difficult terrain on the side of the mountain. Would you like to do it? Would you like to move carefully, or would you like to move boldly?
I don't want to fall on my face.
Ah. All right, so you can make
That's
it
not
15
fun.
feet then if you're moving carefully.
Mhm.
So now they're 45 feet from you.
Another 45 feet away. Can I see them yet, or they're really kind of obstructed?
I mean, they're obstructed by the trees.
All right, so I'll use my action to dash and move another 15 feet.
Okay, now they're 30 feet away.
Mhm.
You can see them, but there's still cover from all the trees.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like wrestling essentially.
All right, so I've used my action, I've used my move. But I still have my little coconut friend.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna drop him. And as a bonus action, he can move up to 15 feet and then take a shot.
Okay.
So he's gonna move up 15 feet.
Is he gonna
Tilt
move
up.
carefully or boldly?
Well, it says he can move or climb 15 feet.
Oh, he has a climb speed?
Yeah.
All right, so it doesn't really matter then.
Yeah. So he'll be with it. The Eldritch Cannon will be within 15 feet of our cat friend.
Yep.
And is gonna blast it with force energy. I have to roll that separately because it's not set up in D&D Beyond.
Just to be clear, the tiger is not actually grappling with Lucretia. It just knocked her down, and it's now kind of like back up on its feet next to you, and you are prone. You haven't got up yet.
Even better, you won't be in the line of damage.
I mean, if we want to make it dramatic, the creature is like clinging to you and trying to chew through your armor when this eldritch cannon goes off.
It goes off. It's 20 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
I'm fine with that. Make it
Okay.
dramatic.
Yeah. So this little befooted coconut, like, kind of scrambles up, slowly tilts up, and go and sings "Deedly dee" before it blasts with force damage.
Good.
I just have to find the damage rating. Just 1 second. 2d8. Okay.
Solid.
5 damage. But it also pushes 5 feet away.
Okay.
From the cannon.
All right. So the tiger is definitely no longer on top of you. It bounces up to its feet, 5 feet away from Lucretia. Okay, Zeph. So you can see
Yes.
where this battle is going down.
Yes. And how far is it?
It is, oh man, keep having these questions. This is why we need a map. It is, let's say, 60 feet from you.
Okay. Okay. I am going to dramatically and slowly walk towards it. I assume this is also over difficult terrain.
It is. So are you
So
being careful or not?
I am being careful.
Okay.
But it will be sort of like, so I'll sort of like hold up the sword. And it actually is sort of like, they're almost like spectral feathers that are starting to like drop out of it. And I will tell it, no. I'm going to need more of those 9 lives, baby. And I will actually cast proper hex, not Hexblade's Curse, but hex on it now.
Okay.
So it is just cursed, and I get a damage bonus. And now that I've done that, the feathers itself will sort of swirl as if in a wind generated by Ansari and like fly towards it. And this is how I'm describing Toll the Dead on it. So it must make a I also should have said that when I cast Hex, it now has disadvantage on all Constitution saving throws, or all checks made for Constitution. And it has to make a Wisdom 14 saving throw for Toll the Dead.
Okay, it did make the save.
Okay. then basically that's just me talking smack and being dramatic as I move towards it, but setting it up for some hurt later.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of shrinks back from your dark magic, but manages to weather it. Okay, and Sari. So you are about 60 feet from it as well, and a
Okay.
different angle.
Well, let me check the range on the spell I was thinking of using. 60 feet.
Cool.
So I am going to cast Ice Knife at
Okay.
first level because I got more of those slots.
Mhm.
And ranged spell attack. Okay. Doop. 9.
9. Okay, 9 is not going to hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So your ice knife splinters against a boulder. I mean, it's still a difficult shot. There's still a lot of environmental stuff in the way, and you just happen to hit a boulder instead. Okay. All right, Lucretia, you actually go before the beast. At this point, the beast is just a
Oh,
very large tiger. Oh, yes.
sorry, the Ice Knife, so it didn't hit, so it didn't get one set of damage, but then it has to make a dex throw to not get a little bit more damage from it. The knife sort of being like, psh,
Okay.
um,
What's the DC?
14.
14. Okay, it did make that dex save.
Oh, well, okay.
Does that mean nothing happens, or does it
Nothing
take partial
happens.
damage? Okay. So yeah, your ice knife smashes into a boulder, not close enough for the ice knife to hit. Yes, Ben, the answer is yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay. And let's see. So Lucretia,
Yeah.
it is currently just a giant tiger, like a dire tiger, really. There is a bow that is like strapped to it. Like it looks like the bow is attached to it, but when you look closer, you realize that the bow is just part of its coloration.
Mm.
It's like the silver moon like bow that just goes across its back.
Okay.
And some of those stripes that you initially took to just be coloration, now that you can see it in the light of your magic and the moon, look like curved blades, like weapons.
All right.
The creature stalks around you, growling. What do you do?
I am really badly hurt. Uh, quite literally, I am at 4 HP. I'm not doing too hot. So I have two options here. I have the ability to heal myself, but that sacrifices my ability to attack for the turn. Or I could go for broke and be really angry. So I think I'm gonna do the second one.
Yeah,
Uh, because Vengeance Paladin.
yeah.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit it with Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
So she'll,
Cursed by 2 hexblades.
she'll snarl something in Infernal, and like a burning red glyph will appear on its form somewhere. And then I am going to swoop in to attack with my sword.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so
what
the
I'm
tiger's
actually
momentarily distracted, looks at this glowing red rune, the way that cats look at things that shouldn't be
Mhm.
there. And then it looks back and you're coming at it. Ah!
Yup. And I'm going to come on. Are you kidding?
Aw.
Got a 9.
All right, so it manages to dodge out of the way of your strike. It's a cat, it's fast. I don't know. All right. Your sword slashes down. You chop a tree down, but the thing has moved out of the way. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So then it is its turn. It sees this eldritch cannon winding up for another shot at it. It sees you with a big sword, and it sees Captain Zeph coming down, and that ice knife came at it. So it is going to slink back into the trees.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway,
well, is it gonna move over all that difficult terrain quickly?
yes. So, unfortunately, somebody cursed its dexterity. See, Ben retconned that because I hadn't really made a con thing yet. So, yeah, it starts bounding over the rocks, but it slips and slams down into a rock and then kind of slides off into the trees. It still makes it. It looks unpleasant and uncomfortable, and then it attempts to hide, which, as you may have guessed, is also a dex-based skill. Unfortunately, since it tripped and smashed into a rock, it's just kind of wandering a little dazedly, and it sort of takes cover behind a tree, but you could still see it pretty well. It's not hidden at all. Okay. Danos.
Okay.
It managed to move a total of 20 feet farther.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna take my bonus action first. As bonus action, I'm gonna have the coconut cannon climb up the rock that the cat thing tried to bound over and failed.
Clop, clop,
and it
clop,
points
clop,
down.
clop, clop, clop.
And this time we don't recognize the sound, but here in the real world, you would swear it says something about lime and coconut.
Okay.
And it's going to unleash another blast on the cat.
Is the blast a round green ball that comes out of the coconut because you put the lime in the coconut?
Well,
Turn
you have
it
to
all
shake
up.
it up and drink them both together. So it's
Wow,
it's
okay.
17 with the modifier.
That does
to
hit.
hit. Okay. So 2d8 damage.
The tiger thought it was hidden. It was not.
11 points of damage.
Oof. Force damage again?
Force damage, yes. And
I would have also accepted acid damage because limes are mildly acidic.
And rather than pushing it any farther away, it's just gonna kind of feel like it's grinding it into the ground.
So
because it's shooting from above.
All right, the cat goes.
Okay, so that's my bonus action. For my regular action, I'm gonna walk over to Lucretia and cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh, thank you.
Okay. What is that? What form does that take? Is it like an actual spell that you're casting? Is it like
from my perspective, it's an actual spell, but I have a couple of reactive kind of packets.
Mhm.
Kind of like those little like the hand warmers. You break the thing and then it warms up. So it's like a warming, soothing heat, but also it's gonna there's some coagulants in there as well.
Okay.
All right. Lucretia is bleeding from several wounds. Yeah, you can just put one on the
Pick
claw and mouth mark on her shoulder, and it just starts soothing the hurt there.
And that's going to heal for 9 points of damage. 9 hit points.
Cool.
Fantastic.
And that's my round.
Zeph, it is your turn, and that thing is visible to you.
Yes. I would like to, if possible, use my cunning action dash and move to get in melee with it. Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Even if you move carefully. Yes.
Oh, great. Then I'll move carefully so that I don't have to risk any shenanigan rolls.
Yeah. Like it was 30 feet away from you, but since you're taking basically two 30-foot movements, you can make it over the difficult terrain without falling or hurting yourself.
Got it. So I'll just get up in melee and be like, Here, kitty, kitty. Stab. This is Booming Blade again. Do the thing. Please, please hit. 16 to hit.
That will hit, yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's about to happen, just so you know. So let me do some things. All right, so from the stab, there is 21 damage, plus 2 damage for Hexblade's Curse, plus the 1d6 from Hex, which is just another 1. You with me so far? Okay, cool. Now, with the sword still in it, I'll be like, I told you, I'm taking those lives, and I'm going to activate my sword. And Sebastian,
I see.
suck this kitty dry. And I'm gonna
pour myself a bourbon just because this is gonna hurt.
Oh my.
So you see this sort of like tendrils of just darkness like shoot out of the sword, almost like a trap into it, and it just sort of like, you see it sort of like as if all the moisture out of its body is like being sucked out of it as I cast Blight on it. So it needs to make a DC 15 con save.
It did not make it.
Oh, that was a satisfying sound in my ears. That would be a 29 necrotic damage.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
Oh man.
Okay.
Was that 60 points of damage total?
That was 50 points of damage total.
It should have been more than that because it was like 21 plus 2 plus 1 plus 29.
20. All right. Let's do the math again. 21 plus 2
plus 1. So that's
24 plus 29.
Plus 29.
Is 53.
53 points of damage. All right. Still, that's a lot. Oh boy. All right.
It'll be like, and then I'll just pull out the blade, but I can't move away from it. So it has the booming thing, but I assume it's not going to move away. And I'll just be like, I'd say that was maybe about 5 lives. What do you think?
The tiger cannot respond in its current form. Okay. And Sari, your turn.
Well, it worked so well last time. Let's see what other stuff I got instead of the ice knife.
While you're considering, I seem to recall that you also have a thing where when you cast spells, you can fly a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to make sure that I was
also
remembering
I had Misty
correctly.
Step, but
that is true.
So, I mean, let's see what this.
I
think Ice Knife is the best one just because like Thunder Wave is everything, and Dust Devil is, I put it on a
it's an area of effect.
Yeah, it's a small one, but still.
Ice Knife.
All right, let's do it. Boom. Okay. 18.
18 is gonna hit.
Yay! 11 damage.
Oof. All right.
Or actually, I guess it can save for some of that. So
Con
take
save?
5 and then the 14
Dex
DC.
save.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it did not make the dex save.
Okay, so 11 total.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this ice knife stabs into it and then bursts, and it goes, and it yowls in pain. This thing is obviously very, very wounded at this point. Okay,
Taking
Lucretia.
it one knife at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, and flying. I'm gonna. The wind takes her up to 10 feet, I think. So she'll use that to get like, so she's not at like the extreme edge of her range, but she's only going to go like 10 feet towards it.
You're closer to it. You're like 50 feet from it. Okay, so your wind picks you up and deposits you safely atop a rocky outcropping of the mountain. You are looking down upon the battle. They're like 10 or 15 feet below you. You are not in melee. That thing is not going to rush you unless it can leap that high, and when it's this hurt, it doesn't seem likely. You're just gracefully standing there doing your magic. Okay, Lucretia's turn.
All right. I am going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take another shot at it. I'm going to try to attack it again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Please. 24 this time.
Yeah, that hits.
And I'm going to use my what is it called? Divine Smite. So
Excellent.
to add an extra 2d8 damage, plus I have my not hunter, but I have my Hexblade curse on it. So I get +2 damage. Fantastic. So let's roll this. All right, so one hand, so it's a 12 plus another 2d6. Rolling. So it's 6, 7, 19, 21 damage as I slam it, and the blade just bursts with that kind of crimson radiance.
Okay. Yep, you smash into it, huge amount of damage. The thing goes down hard onto the ground. It is still moving. Okay, so on its turn, which is next, it is in a bad way, and it is going to try and flee. So what it's going to do is it's going to disengage, so as to avoid your attacks opportunity, but not the crackling, booming blade effect. And then
4
it is
damage.
okay. And it starts to crawl away, and the effect goes off, and then it just stops moving.
I dared you to move.
Yeah, I took you up on it. Anyway, all right, so the creature lies defeated. And as you watch, its body starts to shrink and turn into a humanoid form, and it turns into the Priestess Veil, lying there, bloodied, with a crescent-shaped bow and 2 crescent-shaped blades next to her, and in a spreading pool of blood. And that is where we are going to take our break, and we will be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go away.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. On the slow coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey. Heroes on their way. Fighting together against overwhelming odds. Fighting together in favor of multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, get your wall and there. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
And we're back. Well, we left off on a kind of a cliffhanger there, literally, because you are at the edge of a cliff on the mountain, and you have just defeated the were-tiger, and the were-tiger shifted back into Priestess Veil of the Last Light, she of this mysterious, uncharted island, and she is in a pool of her own blood, which is spreading rapidly around her from the many wounds that you have dealt her. A couple of them were the major battle shifting wounds. One from Lucretia and one from Zeph. Anyway,
Also, we
What-
found out she's allergic to coconuts.
correct. Or it could have been the lime. Who knows? So, what do you do?
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, that's right.
Oh, okay. While you're considering, I want to remind everyone that we have a dice giveaway, which Rhiannon is going to say a cool thing about once she is done swallowing, because I said that right when she was taking a drink.
Of course you did. So giveaway tonight, Norse Foundry. They make awesome metal dice. And it's for a grab bag, mystery grab bag. Or if you're not in North America, it's for a gift card. So to enter for that, use !ticket and we will draw the winner at the end of the stream.
Awesome. So yes, don't let this opportunity pass you by. These dice are pretty cool, but they will mess up your table, so be prepared. All right. Also, the D4 will go through your foot if you step on it. So it's like a little aluminum dagger.
Oh yeah, they are
cool.
sharp.
Very sharp. All right. So, Priestess bleeding to death on the ledge beside you, or already dead. What do you do? Stand there stunned?
I mean-
I say we disarm her.
Yeah. So there's a bow next to her, and the blades were basically, they were part of her body, and then as the fur kind of melted away, they slid free and clattered to the stone next to her. Her hands are empty,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like collapsed into kind of like a child's pose, yoga pose.
Does she seem like she's dying?
Yes,
Okay.
or dead.
Or dead. Hmm.
Well, so
In kind of a
and
prayerful pose.
Sari is farthest from her, but has very strong feelings about this. So I didn't want to just like jump right in because the others can reach the priestess first. But like, if you're gonna stand there, like Ansari is hitting it.
Well,
So
my plan was to at least check to see if she's dead or not.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Oh boy, because I have that. Making the check anyway. That's a 6. I have no idea.
You have no idea. She's
Uh,
very pale and losing a lot of blood.
Once we had seen who Zeph totally expected it to be, and considering Ansari's position to Zeph, Zeph would actually turn and sort of like step in between Ansari and the body and just be like, honey, I don't think you're gonna like this. It's her.
And sorry, did you walk down there or did you Missy step down there?
I mean, I got the spell left to Misty Step, so I think this is an excellent thing to do. So up
All
to
right,
30
yeah,
feet.
you just appear right next to them.
Hi. So she is gonna just like rounds up unless he actually sort of tries to.
Well, I imagine you teleported behind me and I'm just like, oh.
And she's right behind me, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she's gonna go to her knees beside the priestess and see if there's some particular wound that like the pressure of her hand seems like it would do anything at all.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Okay. Medicine. It's on the die. It's a 2.
She's covered in blood. You're a little overwhelmed trying to, like, you put your hands on the most obvious wound,
Yay.
which happens to match up pretty well with Lucretia's sword. Lucretia's sword is still covered in blood, by the way. Just, just in case you were curious.
Okay.
Zeph's sword, totally clean. Sucked up all that blood. Clean as a whistle.
shoot, I got just
He's like, yeah, I'll just off into the jungle, never to be seen again. Yeah.
I imagine Ansari is shocked.
She
And
does seem to be
trying
kind of
to-
in a little bit of shock. Yeah.
Um,
She's kind of patting at the body,
Yeah.
like, what do I?
and I would turn to
And she
Lucretia.
settles to putting pressure on the wound.
I'll be like, I thought this is what we wanted, right? Because eating people, bad. Ansari seemed mad about the eating of the people. I'm confused.
Danos, what are you gonna do?
I'm not doing much of anything except watching to make sure that she's not suddenly back among the living.
Coconut
I
cannon.
mean, are we?
Well, no, the coconut cannon is still standing sentry on top of the rock.
Okay.
But I'm kind of ambivalent here.
Buzzing
You know, there
voice,
was
step away from the body.
there was that night at the shrine, but
Mm.
I if she's been doing what she's been doing, I'm not one to try and save her life.
Okay. Well, as far as Lucretia's concerned, like, on the one hand, kill big bad monster, but she's also like, she's not just dumb and angry. She's intelligent and angry, and this priestess could potentially answer questions. So she's going to, whether she's alive or dead, she's going to I'll use some of my lay on hands.
Okay. How
We'll
much of your
say
lay on hands?
we'll try 5 points.
Okay. All right. Your healing magic does go into the priestess, and she kind of shivers a little bit. As you are doing your healing magic, you are aware of this luminous energy within her, and it
Mhm.
is fading. It's very, very faint. And when you do your healing magic, it grows a little brighter and then starts to fade again, slower. And it looks exactly like moonlight. It's exactly the same color as the moon that's above you.
Okay.
I'll put a hand on Sari's shoulder and I'll be like, this is what you wanted, right? You seemed really mad about the skulls.
well, I want to ask her one more question. So she can't die first. Do you think if we put her on the altar, that would help?
Well, I mean,
Would like to make a religion check.
I mean, and Siri shouldn't.
I mean,
Or an Arcana check. That would work too, if you want to do that.
I
The DC's just higher.
I'll try
just
religion.
Insari, or I can, because I can try religion too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, a 21.
When Ansari says that thing about, do you think it would help if we put her on the altar? Lucretia, you remember seeing the altar and you remember seeing it bathed in moonlight. And your mind flashes back to the two pillars, the black pillar and the white pillar. And if you think
Okay.
of them in terms of the moon, one of them represents the new moon and one of them represents the full moon. And the altar is the space between. And so maybe what it does is it collects moonlight. And with your laying on hands thing that you just did, and you could tell that she has moonlight inside her, that might actually work.
You might be onto something.
Let her die, says the spirit.
She can answer questions.
Let her die. She deserves to die.
And if she does, we can handle that after we get our answers.
You think these others will let you murder an unarmed captive? Is a genuine question. Do you think they will?
I doubt it. But we can cross that bridge when we come to it, can't we?
Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. I mean, it's a good saving throw for me. Oh, that's a 26. That's a nat
Okay.
20, by the way.
All right. You managed to stave off the arenas attempting to take control of your body.
We should hurry.
Her voice grows soft and her presence weakens again.
So we're gonna carry her up the mountain to the shrine. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, and Sarah's busy trying to like pick her up. Her strength is, I doubt it's up to it, but
Priestess is not all that heavy, but yeah, she's a dead weight, so
I would
She's got hit
help
points
it.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least in theory, or is she still bleeding?
theoretically, she's her light is fading.
Mhm.
You're not
Which
entirely
seems
sure
be-
how our Arcana inhabited individuals work. This is actually kind of more than most people would know about how Arcana work.
And what time of night would you say it is by this point?
Midnight. Fully dramatic. Midnight. The
Oh, wait,
moon
we
is
should get
full,
moving.
directly overhead.
We should get
Yeah.
moving, but
We'll
before we do,
it's 6 minutes to midnight.
okay.
Oh, okay. Let's go then.
All right.
Danos is going to dig in one of his pouches and pull out a suspiciously cranium-sized sack,
Okay.
just in case.
As we are carrying her up the hill, does Sebastian have any opinions on whether or not she should live or die? I don't know if he usually has opinions about that.
He says, "You wanted to kill her, didn't you?"
I mean, she was killing others. That's the job, right? To
Death comes
balance.
to those who deal death. Yes. You used the deepest, darkest part of us against her. You must have really meant it.
I wanted to help my friend. I thought my friend wanted it.
Did she?
I don't know now.
Sebastian has nothing further to say. Okay. Tell me your strength numbers, Ansari.
10.
Zeph.
8.
Lucretia.
19.
Aha, okay. And Danos.
14.
All right. So Danos and Zeph and Ansari working together can haul her. Lucretia can do it on her own.
Yeah, I'll just pick her up. I'll just take her.
Okay. This is one of those, you have to have a combined strength of something to make it happen. And in this case, it's a combined strength of 16 to carry her. So Lucretia can do it on her own. All right. Yep, you haul her up. It's exactly midnight as near as you can tell. The towers, the little pillars seem to be glowing brightly in the moonlight. The white one especially is like shining with radiance. And there are runes on it that you had not seen before. Or maybe you had seen the runes before. I don't remember if I described them, but
I seem to remember Ansari translated them, but I don't remember what they said.
yeah.
Well,
See if I have that in my notes.
Lucretia will quickly take her over to the altar and put her on it.
Oh, okay. The runes on the white pillar, if my notes are to be believed, and people can go back and fact check on the previous episode, are are hymns to Jorathoth, an elven goddess that you recognize from your day. And the runes on the black pillar are the same devotionals to Balassel, an elven god that you recognize from your day. Okay. You're going to put her on the altar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I
She's
am,
on the
unless someone's
altar.
stopping me.
She's lying on the altar, unmoving, pale. She's not bleeding anymore, but like her skin is just draining more and more of its vitality as you watch. Slipping away. What do you do?
Nothing seems to be happening.
Touch the white pillar
Okay.
and
So yeah, you
recite
can
the hymn that is written on it.
okay, you can feel a certain amount of power in the pillar, like it's warm. The moonlight has warmed it. And yes, you can read those runes. So you start singing a hymn to this elven goddess. I'm not going to have you sing. I don't have a script for you. However, I will have you make a perform check, please.
Okay. Pretty good. Oh, it's just dice tonight. Jeez, it's 5.
Okay. So would it be fair? Okay.
Sorry.
Ben's distracting me with messages. It's a good one though. Um, so would it be fair to say that you are just kind of like amped up and anxious and panicky and stuff, and so it doesn't come out very well? The pronunciation is a little bit strange. You're not accustomed to these words. So your performance is kind of stilted, but you still sing the words. It's like the beginning of the dirge in Two Towers when the lady Eowyn just starts singing and everyone's like, but then as it goes on, it gets more relatable and you're like, yes, okay, right. Just me. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. All right. You
I
start
got the
singing.
reference.
Who else is anyone gonna join in?
I
Is
mean,
anyone else gonna do anything else?
I think Lucretia, true to form, is going to just stand there and watch.
Okay.
Zeph doesn't know Elvish.
Yeah, I don't like Lucretia doesn't know either.
Dallas?
If it seems like no one else is gonna do it, she will join in, but she doesn't understand what she's saying.
You can capture the melody at least.
Okay, she'll help with the melody.
Okay. Make a performance check yourself. I'm going to give you disadvantage because you don't know the language.
Oh, okay. I will roll again to account for disadvantage. The first roll was a 21, so let's see what the second one is.
Oh,
Rolled a 1,
no.
so never
Oh,
mind.
no. Okay.
If it's long enough, do I get to try again?
Lucretia just kind of like starts humming along with the words.
Mm-hmm. Her heart's not in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would inspire, like, Zeph cares very much about Ansari, and if she clearly cares about this, then he will do the only, and if Lucretia is even trying to hum a few bars, then Zeph can at minimum make a similar attempt out of care, even though he has no idea what the hell is happening.
Okay. Make a
So is that
performance check.
also a disadvantage because I don't know Elvish?
Yes.
17 and an 18.
All right.
I guess I've done a little bit of singing for my supper, maybe in a tavern here or there.
Yeah, there are certain words in the Elvish that sound a little bit like common words. It kind of makes sense in your head. Like
Okay.
the common tongue is in part derived from Elvish. Like there are a few borrowed words and a few similar pronunciations. you don't really know what the words mean, but they're similar enough sounds that you can emulate them. Danos, are you doing anything in particular?
What do I know Gnomish? How close is Gnomish to Elvish?
They are related languages. If you hear someone speak slowly and plainly in Elvish, you can sort of understand what they're saying. Like,
So I'd
I
like
would
to.
assume that over the course of your travels, Ansari has attempted to speak to you in Elvish, and you've kind of understood what she's saying.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try and participate in the performance as well.
Okay, I will not give you disadvantage.
Yay. Let's see what we get here.
Your disadvantage is that you're not really a charisma character.
No, not at all. 10.
10, okay. So among the four of you, you sing this hymn, and Sarah, you're a little bit bolstered by your friends joining in behind you. And your singing becomes a little bit more accurate, like you're capturing more of the symbols and more of the words, and the power in the pillar starts to grow and brighten, and the whole area is filled with illumination. And abruptly, light shines upon the priestess, the unmoving form of the priestess, and her body shudders, and she takes a breath, and then the light fades, and she is lying there, breathing deeply, and like sort of wakeful, but also sort of sleeping, as though she's half asleep. And then the light in the pillar fades.
Okay. Steph, would you do me a favor and like hold your sword on her, and Lucretia, you can just like glower like you're already doing. That's great. And and then
It's just
Ansari.
grunts in acknowledgement. Mm.
I would sort of hold it sort of like actually like one hand on the hilt, one hand on the back of the blade, and just sort of like hold it like at their neck in case because if it tries to sit up too quickly, it's gonna have a bad day.
Okay. Yeah, the priestess's eyes flutter. She looks up at you. She says, What has happened?"
You were trying to kill us, like you've killed a lot of people.
She looks momentarily confused and then just deeply saddened, and she says, "It was the beast that is my shadow. But you banished it. How did you do this?"
By almost killing you?
"The moon is yet full. I should not be myself." "Coconuts?" She looks very confused.
So
You know that line in an RPG where you're like, "I wonder what would happen if I click boop."
so you're not going to kill people again now? Because you have to answer my questions, and then
"Of course, I do not know if my curse is lifted, but I have never awakened as myself while the moon is yet full, and seen Jorothos' grace. I have sought after it for so long." She looks at the moon, and a tear slides down her cheek. I mean, she can't move her head very much because of the, sword, but she looks kind of at peace.
which of the things you told me were lies? You lied that this place could help me go home. What else was a lie?
I did not lie about that. I led you to believe that I could send you home directly, but in truth, I believe that the power in this place could assist you in finding your way home.
Deliberate obfuscation, then.
I sought to preserve her hope, yes.
And if we leave, do we need to kill you before we go so that you won't hurt anybody else?
I think you should not do so. But it is your choice. If I am slain, then no one will remain to care for the shrine, and no one will carry the power of the priestess. Unless, she touches Ensari's hand, unless you would take my power.
And then I start killing people.
No, you would not take my curse. You would take my blessing. And you would not kill me. You would simply allow me to die. The curse is what has preserved my life for so long. I have but a momentary respite from it. If it were lifted, I would be dead already. Yes, yes, this is what you must do to find your way home. You must take my power and use it to find a way. There must be a way. I believe in hope. I believe in you.
You just met me. So
You have
Ensari's gonna
already done the impossible.
But well, no, because you said if it's gone, you would be truly dead. So it's not really gone. It's just kind of gone for a while. That's not much.
Zeph would pipe in and be like, actually, I think that's kind of a lot. You're kind of great.
Will you take my mantle and become the champion of the moon?
So she's gonna look at like everybody else, like, hey, somebody's gonna tell her what to do, right? And then she's gonna look back and be like, but I don't have to stay here.
The power of the moon extends wherever the moon can be seen. You do not have to stay here. I am here to contain my curse, but you do not suffer from my curse. You do not need to contain yourself as I do. Without my power, my curse will consume me, and I will die.
Hey
There-
Zeph, you're gonna tell her what to do, right? She's like looking at you like, what do I do?
Sorry, darling. These kind of things, I can't carry that burden for you. What if I choose wrong? You'll hate me forever. And if I choose right, you won't believe in yourself.
No.
It's gotta be your call.
That's a good point. You're smart. Anybody else gonna like, because she's looking at the others too.
If you
Priestess
do
glances
this,
at Zeph and just kind of nods slightly at him. Like, yeah, you're right.
if you do this, it will be a burden. But the choice is yours to make. None of us can make it for you. We all already have our own burdens to bear, at least some of us.
This gets you closer on your journey home and protects those that might visit the island in the future.
That's
How many
true.
skulls did we count?
I didn't count.
I
Too
don't
many.
see how you can deny this.
So it's gonna be like, it's sort of like when the weather just like, cloud goes over the sun and the weather just like boom turns. So she's like frowning and sort of like doesn't know what to do with her hands, and she's super considering, and then like just boom, she says yes, and then she like grabs the priestess's hand.
Thank you. Thank you, treasured ancestor.
Grimace. Ugh.
So, assuming that you don't pull away, her hand closes around yours. It's very weak. She is very weak. You did pound her to death and then barely kept her alive. So her hand closes around yours like the touch of an old woman, despite how young and vital she looks. And there's this white radiance that creeps up her arm into your hand and into your arm. And on the other, she touches your other hand with her hand, closing her fist around your wrist. And this black radiance creeps up that arm and into your hand. And abruptly, you feel this power enter you. And it feels at the same time soothing and enlightening, but also temperamental and changeable. Like you described the chaos of your emotions with the storm, right? It's like that. It's except that it's tied to the moon. It fits with your energy very well, unexpectedly well, perhaps. And then it only takes a second and it's over. She lies back and her body starts to like kind of shrivel slightly, like she's becoming just older and older as you watch, until she is just a frail, tiny, shrunken old woman on the altar. And her eyes open and they're roomy and unseeing, and she whispers between pale, cracked lips, "Has it been so long?" The elders are not immortal. Life will not endure forever. So long. And then she speaks no more.
In the back of her head, I think Lucretia to the Arrhenius is going, well, that settles that, doesn't it?
Does it?
Threat is gone.
Is it? The threat has moved. It has spread like a cancer. Keep your eyes open, fool. Do not challenge me again. I know the wise course. And then she goes and pouts in the corner of her mind that is hers.
I think Lucretia just feels smug.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
It's like, yeah, that's right.
All right.
Go pout.
Rhiannon and Sari has now made a pact with the Arcana of the High Priestess, and it is going to have certain effects upon your character. The first and most obvious of which is that your wisdom score increases,
Oh, okay.
and you learn a couple new spells, which I will put on your character sheet.
Cool.
And that's pretty much it for this particular encounter. Like, the rest of the night passes uneventfully. There are no other threats on the island. You might do a search just to make sure she didn't have any backup, but like those arrows did come from her. The sailors tend to the ship. They put out the flames. In fact, we'll say that when the priestess finally died, it began to rain, and in the rain, the fires were easily put out. And what do you do with her body? Do you leave it there? Do you do something else?
Do one of those dramatic fantasy cairns, little.
Well, so and Sari presumably has sort of burial customs she was taught as a child. What would those be?
So, death among the elves is very rare. Elves live for so long,
Mhm.
almost immortal. And the custom among the elves was that when you were going to die, you would leave and along on a ship across the distant horizon. And what exactly happened to you beyond the horizon, no one knows.
Mm.
So it's possible elves never die and are indeed immortal. You don't really know. I mean, they can be killed in battle and stuff. And bodies would be taken on those boats across the distant horizon as well. So
We need to find a dinghy, clearly.
well,
Is-
there is a dinghy attached to the Far Wanderer, which you could use.
Yeah, but we ain't getting it back. So
That's
I w-
also true.
I would, if when you're making the suggestion, I would actually walk over to Dunnos and be like, first, does that make drinks? But more importantly, you could probably rig up like a pretty cool looking raft, right? You seem like good with your hands.
Given enough time and the right resources, yes. I'm concerned that we want to make sure that the ship itself is repaired. I don't want to leave these people stranded, but I think we can fashion something for ourselves that will allow us a bit more freedom to travel where we need.
No, I mean for the body.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm not sure how sophisticated it needs to be for a body.
well,
It can be
Bonnie doesn't have to
flat.
operate it, so
You made a coconut shoot thunder. I believe in you, Dennis.
it needs to reach the horizon. So make of that what
Do
you
I
will,
have to
but-
explain to the elf what the horizon is? Yes, we can
yeah,
fashion
maybe.
something.
No.
I'll have to refocus some of my thoughts and draw up some sketches, but give me till morning. We'll put something together.
Thank you.
When you go back to the ship, the sailors are about their duties.
One quick question, and Sari, are we covering her head or no? I'm holding up the sack.
What?
Never mind.
Why don't we take her with us?
Is that good?
And we will put her in a nearby but respectful place and cover her with palm fronds until we can construct a raft. Does that work?
Yeah, and Siri will look around for some like fabric for like a shroud to lay over her shroud. So
Sounds good.
Yeah, you can find a black and white shroud, which she seems to have been knitting for herself, and it is like she's added a certain amount to it every year, and so it is huge. Like it covers her whole body, wraps around her pretty easily.
Metal.
All right.
Well, she's had many years to work on it. And a lot of time.
So she does that Scandinavian death cleaning thing, like real well.
That's right. Exactly. All right. So yeah, you can bind her up in a shroud. You can rig up a little boat to send her off. I was going to say about the sailors. Sailors are back to doing their duties. They're repairing the ship. It's going to take you a few more days to do. But with a new spell that Ansari has inherited from the Priestess, which is to create food and water, you are fairly well supplied, at least for the short run. So you can do that. Captain Ceres, the captain that Zeph decked and then took control of the crew, at one point approaches Zeph with an offer and says, "So you prove yourself very charismatic and very, very, very sharp in the leadership department. Take a charge when you needed to." So
Just pull out my blade and start sharpening it and be like,
exactly,
just in,
this is what I
just in
mean.
leadership.
This is, I assume you're very good with your blade too. So my suggestion is, while you be on the ship, ye and me, we be co-captains.
What I suggest is that we lock you in a cell where you don't have access to drink. And when you stop raving, then we can talk about that.
I think you might be overthinking it a bit. But you see, I be knowing the ship and the crew very well. So I suggest, to keep you from being so inconvenienced by having to micromanage everybody on the ship, you lock me away for a while, say 5 days, and then at the end of that 5 days, then we'd be co-captains.
Is the first mate nearby?
Volm is standing there.
I turn to Volm and I say, Volm, when I was a captain, and as captain now, I know the value in consulting my first mate for his opinion. What do you think?
Volm looks over at the captain. He looks back at you. Ceres looks at you and says, "Okay, 8 days."
No, I'm sorry. Your name is not first mate.
Volm,
It's not even captain right now.
Volm goes like this. And Ceres says 10 days. And Volm nods.
Without access to drink.
But Volm nods again.
Deal.
Well, I'm sure it's what's best for me. She looks kind of like daggers at Volm, and he's like, yeah. Okay. So that's you kind of take care of that. And we can handle that between little arcs. So Allie, Lucretia has a chance to talk with the captain. The captain is set to be locked up, but she wheedles out an arrangement where she can work on repairs rather than being cooped up all the time, as long as the ship is in dock, and as long as you keep booze away from her. Yes,
is Lucretia the one responsible for making sure that happens?
Yes.
I mean, I can
Lucretia,
do that.
you are responsible for the captain.
Okay.
That's the condition of this agreement. Okay, fair enough.
I wonder if anyone consulted Lucretia about that before that deal was cut. But yeah, she's standing there, arms crossed.
Well, may I say, here's how I would present it to you. Is that like, so captain's going away, she needs to dry out, she's going to be locked up. If you would like to let her out and keep her from drinking, like, and you're okay with keeping her from drinking, then like, I trust you. But if you don't want to be bothered, then don't be bothered.
So you're effectively making me the captain's babysitter.
I mean, except that it's a baby that can be left in the room unattended if you want it to be.
Fair enough. I can oversee the captain and ensure that she doesn't drink.
I really thought that your sense of justice would appreciate this, and so I thought you were just the perfect person for the job. That you'd really get something out of this, like personal fulfillment. No, well,
In any case, very well.
at a girl,
It's something to do, at the very least.
and maybe
Okay.
someone, and then Zeph will walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Lucretia, you get to supervise the captain
Okay.
in
If she
whatever
chooses.
form you think that takes.
Well, you said the captain is intending to assist with repairs and such, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so Lucretia is probably being very dour, standing there very stoically, arms crossed, and is just like, you know,
I.
you could have easily avoided this situation. You realize that, yes?
But what if I didn't want to avoid the situation?
You didn't want to get punched by my companion, or you wanted to get punched by my companion and thrown in a cell for 10 days, was it?
Well, look how it's turned out for me.
I see.
I get to spend time with you. I get to be alive. My crew gets to be alive. Mostly.
And are you confident you're still going to be captain after all of this?
I guess we'll see what we'll see.
I suppose we will. Though, you might want to work on that willingness to sacrifice your own people. It's not a good look.
I'll take it under advisement. And what of ye? Why did ye agree to supervise me, eh?
Kind of glances away, his little eye roll. Something to do.
Oh. Are you
Well,
so
yes.
bored that you like to watch me work with my hands?
Just little intake of breath.
I see that's what it is. Don't you worry. I won't be telling any of your friends. It's
Yes.
a little secret.
It would be such a tragedy if they found out I had a personality.
It would. You got such a reputation to maintain.
Indeed.
Nearby, Zeph holds up this big sort of like burgundy like flag and is just sort of like, did the captain pick this color? Of course she did. And he like wads it up,
unfortunately.
Already.
throws it to Lucretia.
Okay. She definitely like she doesn't know what to do with it.
And Zev catches this and goes, it's a metaphor, darling. And walks away.
Yes, well. Like there's just like this long pause, and then she just goes, I think I get it.
What be it a metaphor for, eh?
Oh, certainly you do seem chock full of red flags.
Definitely wine-colored flags at worst. Surely.
Perhaps. Well, how do you see the rest of this going, then?
Well, no doubt I would simply win your stone black heart, and ye and me would sail away and live happily ever after. Eh?
I was talking about after you got out of your imprisonment and dealt with the rest of your crew, but certainly,
they're good
one
lads.
can dream, I suppose.
I suppose you're not going to join me crew, are you? No. You
I
and your
have work
friends
to
are
do.
destined for more important, bigger things. I understand.
I have work to do and a duty to pursue. I don't have time for piracy.
Hmm. But perhaps you've time for a few things.
It depends on what things you have in mind.
Oh, I can think of a few. Anyway,
There
is
will
there
be
any-
10 days.
I'm
Stop
counting
that
on
there.
it. Okay. Did you have something in particular that you wanted to ask her about? Or
Nah,
are we
I
good?
just wanted to have a back and forth a little bit. Give me something to do.
Cool, cool. All right. Okay. Danos, is there anything last minute that you wanted to take care of before we end this arc of the campaign?
No, Danos is going to finish up the little floating moon Viking barge for the burial at sea, and he's not going to wrap the priestess's head in a cloth sack because that would be disrespectful. Um, besides, she should know where she's going. She is a priestess after all. But he finishes that up by the end of the night, and he brings a little propulsion mechanism so that it can kind of continue off on its own even when the waves aren't pulling it.
Okay.
That way it'll reach the
Danos.
horizon as requested.
One other thing, Danos. As you're preparing the body for her final journey, you find that she has something in her hand that you didn't see before. It's a small little box made of some kind of precious metal with wood interwoven in a series of um, interesting and compelling little whorls and designs. It looks like a puzzle box, actually.
Okay.
And like you, it it draws your attention. You scrutinize it. It's clearly a magical device of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Can
Not
I
sure how
start
it got
trying
there.
to puzzle it out?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check, please.
Just a moment. Come on. Apologies, I have to refresh my sheet. It went blank on me. Investigation, you say?
Correct.
As soon as it comes up. Meanwhile, I'll just be here staring at my screen.
If only you had some of the special
Investigation.
dice we're giving away that you could
Right?
roll with a satisfying clatter.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Nice.
You're turning pieces of the puzzle box, and it clicks open into a different formation. It looks like an 8-sided die instead of a cube.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are there
And
any symbols or anything to read, or?
indeed, there are, and they seem to be instructions for unlocking greater power within the box. And this is a magical item that I am going to add to your sheet.
Ooh, fun.
Okay. And that is it for this arc of Path Arcana. The High Priestess is now completed. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey.
Woo.
We are going to give away some dice right now. Somebody's going to do that.
Fancy dice.
Who makes that decision? Is it already happening? Is it
Go ahead.
already
yeah.
going?
Oh,
All
there
right,
we
cool.
go.
Hey, and the winner
Hey.
is
As Keller 8. Congratulations.
awesome.
Woo!
All right, congratulations, and we will see about getting those to you, or you will pick one, or however it works. I don't remember. I sort of paid attention, but I'm doing other stuff. Anyway, I am Eric Scott to be. I DM'd this game. I will DM more games in the future. Fearful Symmetry will be back next week. That is the return of the Westgate Irregulars on a new quest, and it's pretty cool so far, and there are neat twists and turns coming up, so don't miss it. You can find me online on Twitter under my name, on Facebook because I'm an old under my name as well. I published a bunch of superhero books recently. Go check those out, and yeah, take it away, Rhiannon.
Okay, cool. So I've been Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy, the Silver series as Rhiannon Held, and a space opera novella series that is now complete. If that is important to you, is RZ Held. It's the Amsterdam Institute series, and it's got Starkey AI and nanites and galactic empires and emotional support cats and all kinds of stuff. So take a look at those. And tonight, thank you to our moderators. One of who is playing here with us, but also in the chat, Rumpus Imperator.
Nice.
All right. And I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. I have nothing that I can really announce at the moment personally, but I am working on a few projects that will be coming down the pipe, hopefully in the next several months to a year. So I will have more to say on those at some point. So stay tuned.
And
Excellent.
I'm Benjamin Williams as Captain Zepstrite, and it is, as always, a privilege to be here. And I can't wait to keep playing with the rest of these delightful individuals. Thank you all.
And I am still Brian Cortillo. This was a lot of fun. I don't have anything to announce except that if you're going to be at Gen Con and happen to be a fan of the Forgotten Realms, Eric and I every year have a panel we run where we talk to designers and other creators of the realms. And we'd love to have you there. Search for Candlekeep Presents in the Gen Con event catalog, and we'll see you there if you're going to come.
Definitely.
Have
It's
a great
gonna be a
night,
good
everybody.
time. Take us out, Rhiannon.
And since many of us are writers, until next time, may your word counts and your rolls be equally high.